dealing with overwhelm and dealing with exhaustion during the practice. Having a wasted practice because you just weren't feeling right. Forcing yourself to practice and forcing yourself to practice for long periods of time can mess with you. How long you practice does not guarantee results. Think about this. Your time is wasted if you're not receptive to learning. So if you find yourself very focused for the first 20 minutes, and then the last 40 minutes, you're forcing yourself to practice for an hour. The last 40 minutes, you're just not being very effective. Definitely time to rethink that. We need to find out what works the best for us. You might be someone who can sit down for 4 hours and focus. And for a lot of us, that's just not an issue. I mean, that's just not the way it works. What we need to do is find out how long can you keep focus before your mind starts to wander, and then set up your schedule around that. You might be able to focus for 20 minutes and then take a break and be able to come back for 20 minutes. Then you got a 40-minute practice that's got a lot of focus to it. So, and also a daily schedule is the easiest and it's the most flexible way to learn guitar. It takes the pressure off. And you can pay more attention to how you feel, your state of being. Say that you're practicing one day and you're everything's awesome and you're working and you're getting stuff done. Then you go to the next day and everything's awesome that day. But then the third day, nothing's working right. You're not feeling right. You're doing your half-hour practice. Nothing's working. Okay. If you only practice one day a week and you have a practice that's like that just is not working, it's another week before you get back to do it again. Every once in a while, you're going to have a bad day. And if that's the only day you have, boy, you're not making any progress. So having a daily schedule, I like shorter times and a daily schedule. So if you have one of those bad days, it's not a big deal because you're just going to pick up again the next day. It makes it it makes you very flexible to what's going to happen. And like I said before, it takes the pressure off. And you can be honest with yourself. You can be real. I'll take repetition over session length any day of the week. I do not want to cram for a test. I don't want that feeling. I don't want to force my short-term memory to just be able to play something. I want everything in long-term memory. I want to have fun with this. I don't want to think about it. How do you get that? Repetition. How about when do you practice? This is something we need to work on. What time of day are you most receptive to retaining information? I might practice in the morning. I used to play at night. And so in my brain, music was a nighttime thing. I would gig. And the days I wasn't gigging, I was at home playing. So practice time made more sense at nighttime. That's when my brain was receptive to learning. But now it's different. Now that I'm out of that routine of being out and playing every night, I'm home all the time. I've been able to find, well, what's the time of day where I really can pay attention and really get something done? For me, that's the mornings now. So if I get up in the morning, and it's not first thing in the morning. If I go first thing in the morning and start practicing, I'm not awake yet. It doesn't work. It's usually about an hour and a half after I wake up. And that's me. But try and find that for yourself. Try and find out what's the time of day that you can get some very, very cool and productive practice done. Knowing ahead of time that you can be flexible with your practice schedule is much better than trying to overwhelm yourself when you're tired. Okay, so the first thing, take into account the schedule of other people as well, the people around you. This isn't a fight. Okay, this is my time, right? There's a time for you. And if it's when everyone else is wanting to do some stuff or people being loud, those things, that's not your time. Okay. You have to deal with the people around you. So that's another thing to think about. And then finally, learning guitar is not a sprint. learning guitar is a long distance run. I ran cross country and I ran track in high school. And I thought, well, it's just running. It's not a big deal. You run cross country, which was what I did first, right? And we would go out and you start off with a jog. You wouldn't start a race full out because you wouldn't finish. It's a long distance race. So I'd just be running. It wasn't necessarily fast. It wasn't necessarily slow, but I was doing it, right? And I do that for a while. And as you went through the race, you'd start to see, oh, okay, from this time to this time, I think I need to speed up just a little bit. And you start to see how to get better over time. Then I got into running track. And running track at high school was different. Running track was go all out as long as you can handle it. Okay. And I didn't like it as much. And that's just me. Some people like that. To me, that wasn't my personality. And over time, I got pretty good at it, but at first, man, that was it. I was done. I'm sure I probably slept for days after my first track meet. It's a big difference. And if you start thinking of learning guitar as long distance running, just get into the habit of it. Get your reps in every day for a certain amount of time. Start knowing your goals, knocking down those skills that you're lacking. You're going to see a lot more results in a shorter amount of time. It's really like the difference between high stress learning and low stress learning. I don't want to be stressed out. The guitar's supposed to be fun. Take a look at Eddie Van Halen anytime he's playing guitar. He's having the best time of his life. And that's what we should all be feeling. But when you start to stress over it, you're not getting the power of repetition in there. And you can also waste your time with knee-jerk reactions. I'm not getting this, so I'm going to stop this and move on to something else. So a lot of people, if they don't see results right away, they don't let the repetition set in. They make a quick decision and get out, move on to something else, and they sell themselves short. Learn to expect results. They will come over time if you follow the plan. Be confident in that. When you feel stress about your practice, that's the time to make an adjustment. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you are really ready to stop wasting time and get moving, I have a free gift for you. It's my free mini course called Get Moving Guitar, and you can get it by clicking the link below in the description. I'm so glad you're here, and if you'd like to support the podcast and get more of this content that is actually designed to help you become the guitarist that you've always wanted to be, sign up for my VIP supporter program. And for as little as $3 a month, you get access to the private VIP podcast. I will see you soon in the next video.